When I run Founder Space, I travel the globe working with entrepreneurs, helping entrepreneurs break through with their new ideas. Many of these are digital ideas that are transforming our lives and transforming business. Now, right now, in Silicon Valley, there have been a couple big breakthroughs that you have probably heard of, and I want to analyze these. The first one is called Clubhouse. It's a new type of social network with audio chats where you create a chat room, you come in, and you can just start talking to other people in the social network. Now, people ask me, why is Clubhouse so popular? Why is it growing like crazy when there are so many other people who have made apps as social networks and they failed to take off? What is Clubhouse's secret formula? Well, I will tell you what you need to know as an entrepreneur. There are only two ways you can break into the market. The first way is you look at the market and you look at products out there, competitors, and you make a product that isn't a little better than them. It's not incrementally better. It is exponentially better. Your product is so much better than all the competing products in the marketplace that people look at your product and they have to switch to you. They say, I can't keep using this old product. This is so much more efficient, so much more powerful, does so much more for me. Whatever value you provide, it has to be what I call extreme value to your customers. If you can do this, you will get people to switch. If you're a little better, nobody cares. We're not going to switch what we're using. It doesn't matter if it's a back-end SaaS platform. It doesn't matter if it's an app like WeChat. Whatever it is, we're going to keep using what we're using until something much, much better comes along. And usually, in order to create a product that's much better than the market leader, you need to adopt new technology. This is why tech startups tend to be the ones that disrupt existing markets, because the new technology gives them a huge competitive advantage in providing value and services to users that they can't get from the existing products. So number one, be exponentially better. But Clubhouse is not exponentially better. They took a different approach. Instead, they took number two, and they made a product that offers different value, a different way to communicate that people weren't getting on existing social networks. So people on Facebook, people on Snapchat, people on Instagram, they weren't able to run these chat rooms in the way that Clubhouse does. Clubhouse creates a totally different environment and mechanism for interacting and socializing. So people like myself, I am on Instagram, I am on Twitter, I am on Facebook, I'm on all the major social networks, WeChat, TikTok, you name it, I'm on it. But I look at Clubhouse and I said, oh, this is different. They're giving me something different. And you know what? It's really cool. It works really well. So Clubhouse not only made something different and exciting, but they did it beautifully. Clubhouse is so easy to use. The design is very functional. And this is lesson number 3. When you build a product, one of the best things you can do is identify upfront the core value. What value are you going to give your customers that none of the competitors are offering? And then number 2, how can I make this as simple as possible? Most people, the feature they like the most in any product is simplicity. We all want to jump into an app or use a new product that's easy to use. We don't want to struggle. So Clubhouse did this. They understood that they could add a lot more features. They could add a lot more functionality. But what that would do is take away from the simplicity. And people want simple products. Lesson number 4, Clubhouse is inherently viral. So when you form a room and you are speaking, to friends, you want to invite them in. So there's a motivation to share the application. And Clubhouse was very clever. They gave the initial users only 3 invites. They limited it. So you couldn't invite all your friends. You had to pick the 3 most important friends. So these invites became precious. It's like when you want to get into a restaurant and there's a huge line and you can't get in and you have to make a special reservation. That restaurant feels so much more valuable. Or when you want to go to a club at night and there's a huge line outside the club and the only people getting in are VIPs. This mentality created demand for Clubhouse because everybody wanted to try it, and they wanted to try it more when they weren't allowed to get in and they had to ask around to get invitations. So I am actually an Android user, and Clubhouse launched on iOS. So I couldn't use it, and I didn't want to buy a new iPhone. But all my friends in Silicon Valley were inviting me to join Clubhouse using their precious invitations on me. So eventually I went out and bought a new iDevice just so I could get on Clubhouse. That was great marketing. So they understood the psychology of scarcity, of making a product scarce and making you want to get in there. Now, if you go to Clubhouse today, you can find me. My name, my username is Founderspace. So just search for Founderspace. I'm there. And it's interesting to look at these apps early on and understand what makes them successful so that you, when you build your products and services, when you innovate, you can replicate what they have done. I hope you enjoyed the talk. If you liked it, share it with your friends or subscribe to our channel. You can also come to founderspace.com and check out our 3-month online startup program, as well as my books, Make Elephants Fly, Surviving a Startup, and The 5 Forces. I'm also available on all the major social networks. Just search for Founderspace.